The number one way to succeed in wholesaling real estate. There are ways that so many people can get their first deal, their first $20,000, their first 100,000, and their first millions of dollars in wholesaling real estate. There are so many people itching, foaming at the mouth to become successful. There are so many of these men and women that they tell me, I'm willing to do anything to become successful. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to become a success like you, Zach, a 7-figure wholesaler. And I get asked a lot, what does it take to become successful? How do I become successful? And truthfully, there is only one fundamental building block that you need to focus on right now to become a successful wholesaler right now. Not all these crazy things, not these $15,000 wholesaling systems. There's fundamentally one thing that always comes down to this. And it's not, something stupid like, just eliminate your excuses, bro. Just don't quit. Just grind. It's none of those buzzwords, right? It's not, you just got to do this AI software that costs $100 a month. It's not the software. It's not the coaching. It's none of that stupid stuff. There's one thing stopping you from becoming successful. And once you learn exactly how to overcome this roadblock to become a success, this is what we need to talk about. And this is the one thing you got to go over. And I don't think it's that complicated. I don't think it's going to be that one thing that's going to make you struggle. You just got to learn how to understand this to become success. Now, success is earned. It is never given. And I cannot reiterate this enough, and I cannot stress this enough. Success is earned. It is never given to you. You have to show up every single day and earn this. Because any day you get punched in the face in life, and success can come knocking to try to destroy you. And so if life tries to destroy you, your success is here to protect you. Success is built brick by brick. Like the pyramids, it's brick by brick. Stop thinking about how it's built all at once. It's brick by brick. And those bricks are massive, but success is built brick by brick. And once you learn and understand that, kind of like building a house, you have to go brick by brick. You can't go and try to do it all in once, right? You don't build a house in one day, right? It takes multiple days. There's multiple plumbing. There's dry fitting, and you got to put the drywall on there and put the counter. There's a lot to it. And just like a property, a house, think of the great pyramids that have been here for thousands of years in wholesaling, right? I mean, you can wholesale the pyramids, I guess, right? But think of great ancient structures that are still here. They all have one thing in common. They have great foundations. And so a bad foundation will destroy everything if it's bad quality. So you could have a terrible foundation and then put all the bricks, the masonry, the nicest things possible. But the foundation's terrible, the thing's coming crumbling to the ground. And everything you worked for gets crumbled. And I see a lot of wholesalers do this, right? They go brick by brick by brick, and the foundation's so bad, and they wonder why they're not successful, why this business isn't working for them. Maybe it's because they're just not doing the right course, and they're not spending. It's not about the money you're spending for coaching. It's not the money for any of the stupid stuff. It's about having the right foundation. And so, foundation of why you want to succeed and how you're going to get there. This is the key. And this is the important thing that nobody talks about when it comes to getting rich right now. Why do you want to succeed right now? I love to ask everyone watching this. Why do you want to become successful? We're talking about the number one way to success here. Why do you want to become a success? I truthfully want to know why. There's a lot of reasons why someone wants to get rich and make a lot of money. But the answer to that question will clearly show me exactly where you're heading for in the future and if you're going to hit that marker. That is it. Why do you want to become successful? Why do you want to make millions of dollars? Why do you want to make $100,000? Why do you want to get your first $20,000, $25,000 in wholesaling? Why do you want to do that? Why? And tell me, why do you think you deserve to make that money? I want to know. And obviously, how do you get there? These are the questions I have for you. Because I'll tell you one thing. The losers in wholesaling, and I call them losers because you are a loser in wholesaling when you quit. Not when you don't win, not when you don't get a deal, because that doesn't make you a loser, obviously. You're a winner in training. But when you quit, you become a loser. Loser, okay? Fortnite L type thing, but you become a loser because you're a loser because you quit. Because you haven't quit doesn't make you a loser. That's the thing. You're always a success if you're still going after the goals. You only lose the game when you quit. That's the truth. And so the quitters in wholesaling, they only go after money. I want you to understand this. When they try to go out here and become a success or make all this cash or doing it, right? They're only in it for the money. And so they're not in it for what the money brings them. I know that sounds stupid. I know it sounds all fluff and but think about this for a second. Why do the quitters lose and the quitters quit and the winners win? It's all about that foundation. It's all about exactly how they got into this business. And it's exactly why they're going to become a success or not. Because what's going to make you quit is just doing it for the money. And there's a reason why you still want to get rich. Why not? I think everyone deserves to get rich. Everyone should get rich, right? But what makes you not rich or what makes you a success? I'll tell you this. This is just straight facts. The best foundations for anyone comes from family. And I'm not saying you need a family. I'm not saying you need kids or a wife or a husband or whatever, right? What I'm saying is your family is going to be your rock. And for most people, it is. It is their reason. And a lot of you guys don't realize that's why. And for a lot of people, it's a subconscious thing. But that is a reason why you want to work so hard. That is the reason why you're watching this video. You're not watching this video because I have a sexy voice and I look so great, right? You're watching this because of what I can give to you. And what I can give to you is the knowledge for you to make money in wholesaling, right? You know that I'm not going to gatekeep any information from you. You know I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know so you can get your deal, so you can get $100K and millions of dollars. I don't want your money. That's why you watch me. You watch me because of what I can do for your family and you. You don't do this for how to get a quick $15,000 and then skirt out of this business, right? That's not what you're doing it for. That's not why you're watching me. Because if that's why you're watching me, you'd be out a long time ago. But what I can tell you is family is the best foundation you can get starting in wholesaling real estate. And that is the one most people that are successful, uber successful, do it for. All of them, but pretty much all of them. Family is the only thing truly in this life, if you look at your drive, that transcends death. Money doesn't transcend death. You want to get rich and you die, it's over, right? That thing that we work for, poof, the money's gone, right? But if you do it to provide for your kids for their future, even when you're far gone and you know you're going to die, you're still pushing it because you know what you're doing will transcend if you unfortunately pass away too soon, right? I think this is a great quote, and I'm obviously going to butcher it, but the best trees are planted by people that know that they're never going to see them fully grown. And what I mean by this is the people that grow the best trees are the ones that plant them knowing that they're probably not going to be alive in the next 80, 90 years. But the people that are going to take care of it, their sons and daughters, are going to realize the best tree or the greatest, right? And that seed now, knowing you're never going to really fulfill or see exactly what that growth of your family is going to be, because you know you're going to create a seed, maybe make $1 million. They reinvest it. Maybe it turns into $4 or $5 million. And if your great grandkids in the future, right, you know you're not going to see that, but you know you're planting the seeds for success for the family, right? And so why do I do what I do? It's for my family. It's not for you. It's not for me to get rich. It's none of that stupid stuff, right? Heck, even what I'm doing now, right? You know, you look at wholesaling gurus, you know, they'll record one video a month and then ask for a coaching program, whatever. And that's what they're doing it for. That's why they always quit and they get into coins and all that other jazz, right? You know, I do what I do because, first of all, yeah, I do make a lot of money doing JVs, but like I'm the only person to this day and still that is going to sit down on a live stream, and I'm willing to talk to anybody for free, one-on-one coaching call type thing. I'll do a video chat with you. And I'm a millionaire, by the way. I'm the only millionaire wholesaler that is willing to go sit down and talk to any beginner and give them everything that I know. No gimmicks. No, I don't want anything. I just want to give you what is going to make you successful. Because there's nobody in this business right now that does this. And this is what I'm here to do it for. Because I know this will transcend my death. Because the thousands and hundreds of thousands of wholesalers that I help out, hopefully they're going to help other people learn for free. And this knowledge of wholesaling doesn't get lost in the shadows. And this wholesaling business has been done for hundreds of years. We have the books, we have the proof that's been doing this long, and I'm here to transcend this longer than me, right? And yeah, my future kids are already millionaires, by the way, so like they're already taken care of. I don't need to be doing wholesaling or videos like this, but it's for the, it's really for the, it's for the industry that gave me everything. And this wholesaling business has given my family everything. And it has given so much. There's nothing I give back to it to repay for what it's done for me and my kids and my future kids and my family, that all I can do is just hopefully give a helping hand to the next person that just doesn't have that help. And that's why I do this for. And it's for your family and the future families that you guys are going to have, and all these things. And the truth is your family will transcend your death. And why you do this is something that fundamentally will transcend your death. And so you watching this just because you want to get the jet ski or the cool whip, that ain't going to get you far. But to help your kids and your grandkids in the future have something so they don't have to struggle like you have, this is why you're doing it. This is why you want to become successful. This is why you're watching this video. To become successful, to help your mom, help your aunt, help your sister, help whoever. Heck, even you might have a dog. Maybe you want to help the dog out, right? Maybe if the dog has some medical bills, you want to protect it and make sure you don't have to put it down early. Maybe that's why. Who cares? It's your family. And truthfully, why you're getting this business for success is why you do this. And so yes, I do this for my family. I don't do this for the jet ski, even though jet skis are fun and I do love jet skis. And they say money doesn't buy happiness, but I've never seen a sad guy on a jet ski, right? And so what I can tell you is you do this for your family. And you might not have a family now, but you probably have a future family statistically. And so you do it for them. And I promise you, if you build the foundation of why you're getting this business and why you're going to work so hard, when you hit hour 4 during the day on the cold call, knowing you're doing it for the family and for their future, long when you're gone, versus doing it for the cool Lamborghini whip, the new iPhone, that thing on hour 4, the family's going to push harder. And that's the point. And this is why statistically we see the successes for the people that do it for the family. And it drives me crazy, right? Because I don't have any kids. I was 17 starting this business, basically 16, right? I didn't have any kids. I can only imagine if you're watching this and you have children, you have a daughter or a son. That should push you even crazier than me. I just didn't want to be broke anymore. And I knew my future kids didn't deserve to have a father that was broke all the time. And so just knowing that is going to push you harder. Now remember, sacrifice is required. It's not asked in this business. It is simply required. You don't have to do it. It doesn't work. I don't understand this. And it drives me crazy. But sacrifice is going to be a requirement to your success. Okay. What's the payment? It's blood, sweat, and tears. That is your payment for success. If you make $100,000 in wholesaling, which I think there's a good amount of people watching this right now that are at that point, you will know there is blood, sweat, and tears all sacrificed to get that $100,000, that first 6 figures in this business. It's not something that you're going to... Wholesaling is not something that you leave unscathed. On your journey to this success, you will get hurt. And that's the best way I can explain this. And I'm getting emotional thinking about this because I think about all the times that I've bled for this business, I've cried for this business, and I've sweated for this business. And I've had a lot of scars. And I'll tell you this, I don't want to get into half of this stuff. But I've been in the ER 4 times for wholesaling real estate in my life. And one day I'll explain each instance. We'll talk about this for another day. But yeah, I know I've been attacked. But the 7 years, 2,000 wholesaling deals, I've had my fair share of blood, sweat, and tears in this business, right? I've been attacked by snakes, alligators, dogs, a lot of cats, and more rats than I intend to talk about today. And I've been bit. The amount of spiders that have bit me that are in exotic Floridas, I don't even get into it. But Just outside the wholesaling sacrifice we can talk about today, there's a lot of pain associated with this business. And it was one thing I'll tell you is it was all worth it. And it's all going to hurt. But it's in the pursuit of that pain is why we do what we do. And so I ask you another question here. And this isn't rhetorical. I want an answer. What are you willing to give for your first deal? I'm genuinely curious. Time you're willing to give, the money you're willing to give, the time you're taking away from your family you're willing to give. What are you willing to give for your first wholesaling deal? I want to know. What are you willing to give? What are you willing to give for your first $100,000 in wholesaling? Love to know. What are you willing to give? Because I know what I gave for this. It was a large payment. What are you willing to give for your first $1 million in wholesaling real estate? What are you willing to give? I'm telling you, what is it? Okay. What are you willing to give for your first $1 million in wholesaling? I've given a lot of stuff. Okay. Can I say this? I don't think I can say this on YouTube. At my live event, last one I did, I talked about this because I can talk about it in person on YouTube. I've been chased with weapons from wholesalers before. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but on this path of what I've been able to do, I've brought in a lot of wholesalers out of business locally. One's always an example that always comes to mind is this father of two. He made all of his money on bandit signs, and I started sticking more bandit signs out than him. And he started getting no deals. I started beating him out on acquisitions, and he physically chased me and tried to beat me up once. He was 5'2", by the way, and I'm 6'1", and that was a funny story. And I chose just to not get in a confrontation with this guy, but he's chased me down multiple times. And there's another guy I put out of business too. They quit. They became realtors, and they're still locally. I see one guy at the gym once. But I've sacrificed a lot. I've been attacked a lot. I've had a lot of mental anguish through tough months. For you make 100K your first deal, you ain't gonna call it tough, but I've sacrificed a lot from personally. This is just personal experience. I know everyone can talk about forever what they've sacrificed for here, but it ain't easy. That's the point. The largest sacrifice you will make in wholesaling is going to be that first deal. And I remember spending all my money on bandit signs. That was a huge sacrifice, but it was that time suck. It was that just even putting that 10, 15 hours when I was first starting out in wholesaling, that was probably the biggest sacrifice I made. And there's multiple sacrifices, right? I stopped watching Netflix. I stopped on the social media train, stopped with a lot of things. I never partied getting into wholesaling. Even in college, I never did any of that stupid stuff, right? Because I was willing to give up a lot of that short-term pleasure for long-term gain. And the one story comes in mind, and I'm a man of stories, and I will explain this. I've done my fair share, and I live a very good life right now. So I will personally tell you this. I live a very good life. Okay. All the amenities you want in the world, I have it, right? So I say this as a funny thing, but it's just, I want you to put in the mindset of what I was like when I was 19 years old in a college dorm room, making like $200K a year cold calling, right? There was once a story. Everyone knows I used to cold call 2 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Got my roommates. I think some of them probably still watch some of these live streams, but I was in my dorm room, Springs Complex, University of Florida. FYI, we can pull up receipts. And I used to sit at my little desk, my little desk. I had my laptop, got my phone. I'm on my Mojo. There's no batch dialer back then. I'm on my Mojo, and I'm cold calling. This is Friday night. This is Friday evening. It's like 6:30. Sun's going down. Night before a game. They're all going out. Everyone's dressed up. There's like 3 girls in my dorm room because all my roommates brought them, and some are there for me. That's all I can say, right? Some of them are there for me. And, I have multiple stories of this, but there's a couple of them trying to talk to me while they're all getting, right? What do the kids call them? Kids call them pre-gaming, right? I never did any of that stupid stuff, but they tried talking to me, and I shut everyone up. I said, you need to get out of here. I am cold calling. And they all rolled their eyes. Well, my one buddy, I ain't going to say his name, but he said, yeah, he does this till 7:00. And my roommates understood this. The other people there didn't understand this, but they know, he doesn't do anything from 2 to 7. Like, this is what you can't talk to him during this time. And they tried their best. And they tried praying me a couple times and they just stopped. But like, the moral of the story is all the temptation in the world, all of the glitz and glamour. And I'm a very fundamentals with what I sacrificed. You can't do it. I've had once my other roommate, he brought a girl over at 6 p.m. once on a weekday, and I kicked them out. I said, she can't be here. I'm cold calling. Literally I kicked these people out. And I laugh about it now, but that's kind of a jerk move, right? It's 6 o'clock. Hey, you're on a date. Come back here. No, get out. I'm cold calling. I'll be done in an hour. And that's what I did. And I was willing to, 5 to 7 p.m. Come on. These are prime money making hours. And I was willing to sacrifice that. I don't care. My roommates understood who I was, and they saw how much money I was making, so they understood it. But I was willing to never sacrifice on my rules of what I was willing to sacrifice, right? And you can do whatever you want after, but like, when you make a commitment to yourself and you're going to do it until you reach your goals. And I said, I'm becoming a millionaire. Like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to become a millionaire. And yeah, if I got to kick my friends out, my roommates' friends out, people trying to talk to me, get out of here. This is my working hours, right? I cannot give this up. Once I sacrifice this, it all goes down. It's my discipline. It's mentally, I can't get off of this because this is the time that I've chosen to become a success. And I was never, ever, ever willing to let go of that. And the moral of the story is, the one time the girl came over, I did close a $20,000 deal from one of those cold calls from like 6 to 7. So moral of the story was okay, right? But like, what I could tell you is, you never know, because I made $20,000 by kicking the roommate's girl out. That was one of the best deals ever because I made 20 grand. And if I decided to undiscipline myself, I would have not made 20 grand. And I was getting about one or two of those every single month, but like, I was not willing to sacrifice that because I knew that $20,000 I made at 19 years old. I just compound. Let's say I put that in the S&P 500 at 7%. That thing is going to be at least 150 grand by the time I'm 50, right? 150 grand, 170, right? And so it's not like I sacrificed 20 grand. I sacrificed 100. I decided I wasn't going to give up 20 grand. I was going to give up 170 grand by just not doing that. And so I know it's at 19, it's a weird way of thinking, but 20 grand in the next 30, 40 years, if you invest that the right way, it grows. And so just doing what you can do young is going to make a big difference in your life. And the largest sacrifice is going to be that first deal for most people. And if you have family members right now that are saying, Zach, come on, man, you don't have to spend time cold calling. Just hang out. Let's hang out. Let's get this right. The truth is, the honest truth is, that first deal is going to be the hardest one to do. And you might have family members not wanting to get you into wholesaling or start trying this thing out. But that first $25,000, that first check, I promise you, it will shut everyone up. It will shut the naysayers up. It will shut up everyone that is telling you this wholesaling business is crazy. It's not the right thing for you, right? That first $20,000 to $25,000 will shut everyone up. And that's what you got to think about right now. Like, what are you willing to do to become a successful wholesaler? What are you willing to do to get to that point? Are you willing to give up some Netflix? Are you going to stop scrolling on TikTok all day? Like, what are you willing to do? And the honest truth is, a lot of these wasted times that you have and all this waste that you're having right now, I promise you, if you just cut the Netflix, you stop scrolling on Instagram and Facebook all day, if you just start cutting out, most people are spending 5-6 hours a day on their screen time. If you cut that down to 4 or 3, spend an extra time in wholesaling, still behind a screen, I guess, you can start making more money. You can start becoming more successful. You can start getting to the point where you're consistently getting leads every single day and you're consistently making money in wholesaling. The problem is most wholesalers aren't willing to do that. Most beginners aren't willing to make that one leap. You got to make that choice. That first deal, once you make 25 grand, like, your mind's going to be like mine. Like, why in the world am I watching Netflix when I could be doing something to get me rich, get my family rich, make me a success? That's it. And so let's have a hard talk to talk, okay? I'm telling you right now. Why haven't you, and I'm talking to you right now, I'm looking you straight in the eye. Why haven't you talked to 25 sellers this week? This is a legitimate question I have for you. Why haven't you talked to 25 sellers this week? Legit contacts. Why haven't you talked to 25? Serious question. Like, serious question. Why haven't you talked to 25 sellers this week? What are you going to say? But, well, actually, what's your excuse, man? I'm like, heart to heart, what's your excuse? What is the thing that you're going to tell yourself of why you've chosen not to make the sacrifice for success? Tell me, right? You need your 9 hours of beauty sleep. I have people saying, oh, yeah, I got to work out 3 hours a day. You do not need to work out 3 hours a day. Okay, maybe an hour at most. Don't be giving me this stupid excuse of why you're not a success right now. Own it up, like own it and go after it. This is a controversial thing, and I really don't care anymore at this point. Your excuses of why you can't put in the work in wholesaling is honestly a dishonor and a disgrace to your family. And I say that with the truest conviction in my heart. And I'm not saying that with any ill will or intentions, but why aren't you working? Like, just generally, why are you choosing not to? And I get the people saying, Zach, I work 8 to 8. Oh, I love that one. Zach, I work 8 to 8. You don't understand. And I always tell people, so you work 8 to 8, 7 days a week? Well, I work 8 to 8, 3 days a week, or 4 days a week. So you tell me you have 3 days free, and you can't find 10, 15 hours? I legit want to know. And I get some work's different than other work. I'm as somebody that used to put in 16, 17-hour days. It's a little different than working 12 hours in a construction or a manual labor type thing. It's a completely different thing, right? I get it. But I'm not in your journey, and you're not in my journey. The reasons why you can't start making money in wholesaling is going to be the thing stopping your family from getting the best version of you. The version of you that's going to get rich and successful and takes care of them. The sacrifice you make now is not permanent. And I want you to understand this. The sacrifice you make is 1, 2, 3 years. Like, the largest sacrifice I made in my wholesaling business was working all day, every day, nonstop. That was really 17 to 20, 21 years old. Like, after 21, after 20, become a millionaire, I was able to scale up, and my life got a lot easier. I started working a lot less. I started going from, hundreds of hours a week to maybe, 70 hours a week to 80 to 60 to eventually, a nice modest 50, maybe 40, and nothing too crazy. And so you got to understand that this excuse of why you can't, like, you just got to sacrifice for a year or two. That is it. Like, that's it. All right. I don't understand the wholesalers that tell themselves, oh man, I got to relax. I got to chill out. Today's my rest day. Go rest. Like, if you want to rest, fine, go do that, right? Where they say, sleep is the cousin of death. And if you just want to rest all day, that's fine. Go ahead and do it, right? But there's always another wholesaler, and there's always another guy or gal that's willing to not rest on the weekends or not rest on their rest days, and they decide to go do their other business. And the ones that always put in the more work, that are working when you're sleeping, those are the ones that end up making more money. Those are the ones that actually become successful. Those are the ones that end up becoming successful wholesalers. And so, yeah, you can tell yourself whatever excuse in your mind that makes you feel good and sleep at night of why you're not becoming a success. But at the end of the day, you're still broke. At the end of the day, your bank account's negative. And so you live with that. And I'll live with making millions of dollars. And if you want to make a change, start putting in the work now. Remember, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. I had the same 24 hours in the day when I started out as you did. And tomorrow we're going to have the same 24 hours. The clock goes to zero every time and it resets. Same 24 hours. It's what you do in those 24 hours that matter the most. It's not what you do in the next hour, 2 hours. It's not the exciting thing you tell yourself that you're going to become a success, right? Most people, they get the same dopamine hit saying they're going to do something than actually achieving that goal. And so they found with athletes saying that they're going to win a Super Bowl, they get the same dopamine hit from that than actually winning the dang Super Bowl. And that's the truth of anything. Oh, I'm going to make $1 million wholesaling. You're getting dopamine hits of things you actually haven't achieved. And so just go out here and walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk, guys and gals. And I see so many people walking the walk and not talking the talk. And then I see a lot of people talking the talk, not walking the walk. Decide what you want to do. But the sacrifice, men and women not watching this, is less painful with communication. And what I mean by this is, like, if you have a wife, significant other, kids, and they're like, you work too much, or why are you working so hard here and there? A lot of people have this mental anguish of working the extra job. They feel like they're taken away from the family. But if you can communicate to your wife, your significant other, yes, hey, I'm probably going to spend less time with you, but that other extra time I'm doing is for the children. It's for the family. It's for me trying my passion, my dream here to actually get us successful and rich, because I can't live like this anymore. I want to try my best to make this happen and make the change. So will you support me in this endeavor? I'm still going to spend time. Let's schedule out some time every single week so as a family we can do this. And I'm going to make this family rich and successful beyond our wildest dreams. You deserve this of me, and I will make the change. Having communication like that to your significant other of why you're getting this business, your mom, dad, or whatever, it's less painful. But a lot of wholesalers, when they get in this business or they want to start side hustles and wholesale or whatever, right? They don't make that communication. They don't communicate to their kids, wife, mom, dad, whatever it is, of what they're doing. And if you don't communicate to it, the sacrifice is more painful, right? Like, even in college, like I told my roommates, like 2 to 7 is my time, like nothing. And guess what? If I'm not available to hang out 2 to 7, they understood it. My friends understood that, right? That's the time I have for cold calling. It becomes less painful, right? The sacrifice in wholesaling also becomes a lot less painful when you take away the Netflix, the TikTok, the video games, right? And so I see a lot of wholesalers, they might stop Netflix, which is like an hour a day on the screen time, but they'll spend that hour like scrolling on Instagram instead, because they still want subconsciously, they still want that dopamine hit. And so the truth is, you just got to make the sacrifice on the things that aren't going to help you out and start doing the things that are going to actually make you a success. So don't cut in the family time. For most people watching this, you are falling victim of this. You're watching too much fugazi stuff. You got to watch stuff that's going to make a change. And so I see this a lot. I get a lot of people saying, oh, I'm struggling because, I need to get this balance because I don't feel like I spend enough time with my girlfriend or my boyfriend or my husband, wife, or whatever. And I love talking to those people, because it's like a lot of you, like entrepreneurs and wholesaling and everyone's starting into this, right? Maybe you have 2 hours a day if you live with your wife or something, right? You spend for quality time. And maybe that 2 hours, you're kind of doing a little wholesaling. You're kind of just like chilling, right? Like you're watching a TV show, talking about your day at dinner, and like that's like your quality time. And I tell wholesalers, like, why don't you cut it to 1 hour? And that 1 hour, you sit down and you actually cut all screen time and you actually spend time with your significant other for 1 hour straight, talk to talk, no communication, no devices, none of that stupid stuff. Do you think you get more quality time doing that, or just chilling on the couch watching TV? And so I've, for the successful wholesalers that work a lot, that I've personally helped like this, spending 1 hour is enough time for most people if you cut out the devices and you're just face to face like this, right? And so a lot of people, they're like, oh, do 2 hours, or what is it? It's like they'll do 2 hours a day, or you cut it down to an hour a day, but maybe you don't do it from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe not. And then maybe on the weekends, you get 3 hours solo to that person. You dedicate it 2 or 3 times a week, like a date night type thing. You'll find that works a lot better than just chilling with your significant other, your kids, or whatever quality time you want, right? And you'll find that actually you don't have to just be chilling, right? Actually creating memories and moments and actually being more present, spending less time, but actually being more quality with them actually goes a lot further than you can imagine. And a lot of people don't just sit down and talk about what's going on in your life, your feelings, all this for like an hour, no devices. And I know it's a controversial thing to say, but like I see a lot of wholesalers, they will hate to say this, but like you spend less time with your significant other, but you get more of a quality relationship being built and you spend more time wholesaling. So I don't get in the relationship type thing, but I'm just saying you can spend less time with them, build your relationship more, and make more money wholesaling. It's a win for everyone, right? And, I've developed these strategies so I could make a lot more money in wholesaling, right? I'm not going to get in the whole thing on there, but like you got to understand everything in life is a give and take. This business is going to be something you can build, but there's a sacrifice. Build the base, build the foundation, then build that wholesaling empire brick by brick every single day. This is the point. Every day, start building it up. Every day, start making more money. Every day, start getting more deals, and you'll get there. The most painful part of wholesaling is not the sacrifice you're going to make, the work you're doing. This is not it. The most painful part of wholesaling real estate is the regret you will have if you don't do it. That's right. The regret of, oh, I could have done this, or I should have done that, right? Regret is a lot more painful than actually hard work and sacrifice. I promise you that. Regret is one of the worst feelings you can have. And it's not a feeling I have too often, but a lot of older people have this. And not being able to take care of your kids or pay for things for your children, right? And helping the family out and seeing your kids financially struggle and all that. Having the regret that you could have done that business and actually done it, but you chose to scroll Netflix and TikTok and just chill and just coast by in life. That's not a fundamental thing I believe in, and that's not a thing you should be doing. You have an opportunity in front of you to get into wholesaling. You have an opportunity right now to make a change in your life. You have an opportunity now to go out here and do everything that you've ever wanted in your life. And you will find that you can do it. It's completely possible. There's no gatekeeping for me. There's no $15,000 program at the end of this. So it's just you and the work you need to do. You know you can become a success. You, in your heart, you know you can do this. But also in your heart, you have to work hard. It's that constant clash between, yes, I know I need to work hard and I can do this, that your subconscious doesn't work too hard. But once you become successful, you got to fight. It's a fight. It's a fight, guys. And you have to win that fight. And if you lose that fight, you just don't lose. Your family loses. Your future family loses. Everything that you could have had loses. And so the most painful part is regret. And now I'm going to say something that's going to hurt a lot of people, maybe mentally. And, PTSD warning for everyone watching this. But this is something that has to be said. And I'm here to make men and women of stature today. I'm not here to make little crybabies. Oh, when. No, I'm here to make men and women of real stature and change in your life. So let me throw something out here. The thought of your wife, okay, let's talk to the men real quick. The thought of your wife or your girlfriend being with another man is probably gut-wrenching if you're in love with them and all these things, right? And just that's a general statement, right? I think most people can agree to that, right? Your loving wife or whatever with another man, that's a gut-wrenching thing. And that's a terrible thing to think of, right? That's a scenario that, TV movies on there, right? And that's a thing nobody wants and no one will ever accept with your wife, right? Of course not, right? You want to accept if you're a wife, you want to accept that with your husband. Unacceptable, right? We can all agree to that. And you would make sure that never happens, and your wife would never make sure that happens either, right? That's a very acceptable statement, right? Now, the thought of your wife not being with the best version of yourself, the version that you could be if you actually made the most out of your life, that should hurt you the same, if not more. And what I mean by this is A lot of you guys have your wife or your husband or whatever, and they're the version of yourself now. And they always say, baby, you know, I don't want you to change for anything, right? But deep down in your heart that you could become a better man. You can become a better woman. You could be a better person to provide for the family. And you have this potential in you. You have this potential in your heart, and for a fact, you become this person that can make 75K a month and all 15,000 a month or whatever, right? You can provide more and actually help the family and your kids in the future. And the truth is, when you decide to be lazy, when you decide not to actually work hard, when you decide not to go out here and pursue your dreams, you're not just taking from yourself, you're taking from the man that is what you become after this journey. And that is robbing your wife of the man that you can be. That is robbing your kids of that version, is robbing your mom of that version. And that's a version you ultimately need to realize. And the point is to become a better man or woman every single day, financially, spiritually, mentally, whatever it is, right? But the problem is a lot of you guys are just accepting who you are and not willing to make that change. And you need to become a better person for your family. This is what it's all about. And so you need to start making that change today. Your wife deserves better. Your husband deserves better. Your girlfriend deserves better. Your boyfriend deserves better. Your kids deserve better. Your mom deserves better. You deserve better. And so I challenge everyone today to make that change, to become the best version of themselves, not for you, but for your family, because they deserve that version of you. They deserve the version of you that makes a little bit of a change, a little uncomfortable. But the success, I promise you, once you become that version that you can become, and you probably don't think you can become that version yet, you can, I promise you, you would never go back. And your family would never accept anything less of you once you get to that point. And so I'm telling you, it's about family. That's the foundation. I'm telling you, that is what it's all about. And so if you're willing to go out here and make that change, go do it. The success is always worth it. Now, the price of success, it ain't cheap. Okay, I'll tell you this, it ain't cheap, but it's always worth it. I promise you. So I tell everyone watching this, go fast, go forward. Your destiny of what you can achieve awaits you. You just got to go out here, learn the knowledge, and get to work. That is it. Learn the rules of the game and get going. So if you want to learn wholesaling real estate for free, I do have a free wholesaling course. Again, I'm not doing a $15,000 thing. It's free. $0. Go to freewholesaling.com, learn how to wholesale real estate for free, and I'll help you become an entrepreneur of wholesaling real estate. Get rich, because I've helped hundreds of thousands of people already get in this business, and I help you get to that point and become a success in wholesaling real estate. So what I want to do is answer some live questions today and help you become a best wholesaler ever. I love this. We got Zach recording this in 2019. Nope. Wait, is this pre-recorded? Bro, like, shut up, man. Yeah, I think it's so funny. People say, is this live? Is this not live? Guys, this is always live. I'm always here to do it live. I'm not live in the comments. I see so many wholesalers, and let me know if you see this. Like, I'm seeing it more and more. Wholesalers, like, they'll teach you wholesaling on YouTube. They will like pretend to be live, and they're not live at all. It's like, who are you faking with this? Like, pop up a comment, homeboy, homegirl. Pop up a comment if you're live. It's so funny. It's so funny. Is this live or pre-recorded? Like, who's going to pop that up? Nicholas, this is live, homeboy. So funny. But yeah, guys, you got to keep it real. You got to understand this. What is it Jonathan says? Gurus have been, I want to address this first and foremost, gurus have been, I'll tell you this, gurus have been scrambling lately. What I've told you is what I've seen is with the more just inflow of free wholesaling content coming in, it's getting harder and harder to sell a $12,000 program. And what I'll tell you is the first and foremost is, like, you look at Flipboard Plus, right? Flipboard Plus is our free, it's basically a free $15,000 mentorship I give out if you just do a JV deal with me, right? You can't pay to hop on, and I just do whatever it costs for the live events and everything, right? And so it's basically free. Like, it's free. And so if I have to spend 50 grand to put on an event, and I'll just collect it from you guys and we just kind of crowdfund it together and we all hang out, right? It's basically as free as you can get it, right? But the thing is, like, I will go release the entire recording of the event for free on YouTube because I don't gatekeep. And it gets really hard to go sell a $2,000 event if Zach just gives out the information on the event for free, right? It's really hard to go out here and sell your skip tracing platform that's like 7 cents a record when dmzack.com gives it for free, right? Unlimited. It's hard to sell a limited skip tracing platform if dmzack.com gives it out for free, right? It's hard to sell a $4,000 wholesaling training program when Zach will just talk to me for free one-on-one, right? And I'm thankful for everyone that follows me. I'm thankful for everyone that spreads the word of wholesaling houses for real, freewholesaling.com, this channel, all this stuff. And I love it, right? And I'm only getting older, right? Like, I mean, I'm 24 years old, and I haven't even reached my what was it, the prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed till you're 25, right? Like, I'm just getting started in wholesaling, guys, right? Like, we already have hundreds of thousands of people on freewholesaling.com, right? We're going to reach over, I mean, I can't wait for that day. We have 1 million people on freewholesaling.com actively logging in every single day and just growing, right? Because people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and millions of dollars a year in freewholesaling.com from this channel, all these things, and everything's growing. That when everyone knows how to wholesale real estate for free, it's hard to sell, a $14,000 program. And I think it's really funny. Like, the best way to figure out like where these gurus are financially doing is you got to look at their you got to look at like their ad spend. And so it's like, have you seen the ads? I'll tell you, guru ads have been slowing down like crazy. I'm not going to hold guru talk today, but like, these gurus used to spend $500, $1,000 a day on my YouTube channel to promote ads. And everyone's like, why do you promote ads on a YouTube channel? It's because if you don't promote ads on your YouTube channel, YouTube doesn't promote your videos as much organically. So I have to let the ads roll. And that means the gurus will spend money on my ads. And like, I used to make a lot more money. Like, YouTube used to pay me a lot more. And I just gave it to the editors, right? Whatever it is, as a bonus too. But like, the gurus are spending less money. I've noticed. And it's getting harder and harder for them to get ROI, right? I mean, think about it. You're spending $100,000 a year on YouTube ads, and you got to sell your rinky dinky $4,000 coming on the coaching call type thing. A lot of gurus are struggling, and I see a lot of them going away soon, and that's a good thing, right? I won't get into this too much, but this weekend I got attacked by a couple gurus, and I ain't gonna give clout to anyone, but like, a lot of it's just like, oh, yeah, Zach gives it for free, but he does JV deals. It's like, oh, got me. Yeah, I teach people how to wholesale for free, and maybe you'll send me a JV deal. Got me. It's just so fun. I've had multiple exposed things and all the. It's always funny to me because it's like, I'll teach you how to wholesale for free and get rich. Like, just shut up, just do the work. And so it's always funny to me when I see these wholesalers try to stop me, because these gurus, man, they're making like a comfortable like $1.2 million in sales, and now they're only making like, can I really talk about this? I mean, they're making like half, and they're going from 1.2 million in guru sales to like 600K, and this keeps slowing down. I mean, a lot of them are sweating right now, and it's funny to see them all kind of go by the wayside. But it's like, I'm celebrating it, right? And so, yeah, you got freewholesaling.com. You have the only wholesaling course for free on the internet. A lot of these gurus are still getting hurt, and it's always funny to me. So let's answer some questions. I'm done talking about gurus for the day, but it's always funny. I've 2 gurus came out the last couple of months with free wholesaling courses, and I don't tell you to go to those wholesaling courses, but I'll tell you this. If you do go to the course, their free wholesaling course, they'll teach you marketing for free. And then there'll be like an acquisition section. And it'll be like, you'll click it. It's like, whoa, wait a second. You want to learn acquisitions? You got to join the mentorship for that one. And then you click on cash buyers. It says, how to find cash buyers. Go to PropStream and then do the secret Ginn method. You click Ginn method. Oh, that's in the private course. And so like it's so funny. It's like you have a free course, but like you're selling half of it. And they're trying to gaslight you into thinking you have to pay all this money to learn. That's the only thing. It's not that. And so my last thing I'll say, we'll get in the questions too. I'll do my one-on-ones with everyone, obviously, is these gurus are going to go harder and they're getting more desperate. And as their sales are dwindling down, they're feeling more pain. All right. They're a lot of them aren't able, they don't have the money anymore to go spend 100 grand every single year on YouTube ads anymore, right? They can't afford it. It's tough for them out here, right? Because a lot of people know the gimmicks now. And the number one objection from a guru sales call is like you hop in the call, it's like, well, why would I learn from you if Zach gives it for free? I've I won't talk about it right now, but I've been on the receiving end of some of these calls, and all of them say, "quote You get what you pay for." Well, doesn't Zach make more than the guru? And they're like, "Well, it's so funny." But I'll tell you this straight up, and number one in wholesaling real estate, these girls are going to get more desperate. And what they're going to do is try harder and harder to go with private secret methods. That's the thing. And so I want you guys to understand this. We see more of this of saying, "Oh, you know, if you want to become successful, you have to join my program because my program talks about the secret AI thing that's going to get you rich. The software uses AI to analyze where the next wholesaling deal is." Blah. Okay. I love AI. AI is a play in the future. But I will tell you this, AI is not going to be this thing where it's going to analyze it and say, this is a deal, and that's a deal, right? It could help with the chance a little more. But fundamentally in wholesaling, you have to talk to the seller and see if they're willing to sell. And then you got to the salesmanship, and then you go in person to close it over the phone. There's no percentage of figuring out if someone's willing to take a discount without actually going through the sales process. That's it. And so I see a lot of these new innovative strategies, and these strategies cost 14 grand a pop, and they're not teaching anything new. And so just be careful that's where they're trying to say, okay, is this what Zach teaches for free? Let me try to make something that's outside of this and then sell that. That's the new thing. So just be wary. I don't want you guys to be sold or anything. You're going to see ads all the time, but it's very interesting, to say the least. So let's talk and see what you got here. Next week starts the week we got our I'm very excited for this. We got our live event, and so we're going to record that. We're still going to show everything there too, but the cool part about the live event is we should be able to live stream from the live event. And so I'm still going to do my live streams. We're still going to do videos, and you'll be live stream from the event. That's going to be pretty cool. And we're going to talk about a lot of things on the event that is going to be on the YouTube channel. I want you to know I'm not gatekeeping. The event has to be chopped up, edited from the teams, but it's a lot of really cool stuff that's coming down the pipeline on there. So we're excited. So let's talk to some people on here and see what we got. Let's see. I can't talk about that. Let's see here. Yeah, the people asking if this is recorded or not, just come on, guys. Come on. I'm always live here. Nicholas, about to close my first deal and learned everything for free thanks to Rick and Zach. Appreciate it, bro. That means a lot. Love seeing people become successful from freewholesaling.com. Let's see here. Oh, this is him saying again, I work 12 hours Monday through Friday, HVAC, and I'm doing this. I'll never have to do construction again. Plus, I want more free time with my child, create generational wealth. That's what it's all about. Boom, boom, boom. I love this, It's Sunday. That's why we're not working hard. If you're not willing to give up your Sundays, it's going to be tough, guys. Like, unless you got 6 days else on the week to work, it's going to be hard to become successful. Nico, how many rabies shots? 2 rabies, 1 tetanus. In my time now, I've been attacked from gurus everywhere. It's always a fun thing. Oh Lord. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the truth. Mediocrity is no longer good enough. It used to work 2017, 2018 when I started. No. John, this is my notifications. Yeah, sometimes notifications don't go off. Make sure you hit the bell so you're notified. But remember, we go live at the same time. So yeah. So let's do some free one-on-ones, like I said before. If you want to hop on and talk to me one-on-one for free, let me get the link for you. Guru Rabies. We're gonna ask really quick, what's your live stream schedule? So I'm currently live on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. Now, on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel, I go live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard on Sundays. Now, on Mondays, on the Rick Ginn YouTube channel, he goes live at 5 p.m. Eastern on his personal channel. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, we go live, all channels go live together at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's our live stream schedule where we talk wholesale and real estate. So yeah, pretty easy. I love talking about this business. I can talk about it all day. I think I annoy a lot of people with it, but who cares? I'm getting y'all rich. That is the point. So let's talk here. All right, here's the StreamYard link. If you don't go talk to me one-on-one, absolutely or free. What's up, man?
What's going down, Zach?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Incredible, man. Zach Ginn for president, man.
Appreciate it.
So I got some information for you. Like I told you, I was gonna get you. And then I kind of have a few questions, some big ones actually. But yeah, so I got some stats for you. So basically, in regards to the code violations, I got 20 of those, 200 of those. I pulled 37 of them. I did 90 driving for dollars. I did 50 cold calls today, and I got seven contacts and one lead. It was pretty cool because somebody I thought I was somebody else, but hopefully that somebody else gets a hold of them before me because they said call back in 2 weeks, but I'm gonna call them next week, so I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay.
So the one thing though I will say in regards to because I was pulling the water and shut off the last time I had spoken to you and the fire damage, but for some reason I'm looking at them right now. Like literally, they gave me all the information I didn't need other than the addresses. So they literally like redacted pretty much like everything. I didn't need the name or anything like that, but the addresses, and they gave me the account numbers and the amounts of the delinquent balances. So I was curious of what your like motion of going forward would be with this. I kind of had to laugh. I was like, wow, okay. But anyways,
So overall, how many leads is this?
For like total like that I got from
Yeah.
everything like the code violations, and then I pulled 37 or actually I pulled 37 of the code violations, 90 driving for virtual driving for dollars. So I have let's see here, I would say about 140. That's what I got from that. But I talked to the person in regards to the tax thing, but they basically, I guess the person I was talking to misunderstood. So they give out the tax sale when they actually go like to auction, and I'm not looking for that. I need like the tax delinquent list. So I might probably have to do another FOIA for that one. So like, what do you think in regards to this water shut off? And like, did you run into this by chance? Like when you pulled it yourself?
So
And like,
what state?
this is Lynchburg, so I'm doing Lynchburg.
So what's the official word on the water shut off?
So they send them to me, but they redacted the addresses. They only gave me like account numbers and stuff like that.
Like the whole address is redacted?
All of them,
Is
every
the name
last one
on?
of them. No, they didn't give me the names either.
Okay, well ask for the unredacted one.
I did actually. She told me that she actually gave me per request, because I was like, well, I literally like specifically asked for the addresses in
Yeah, you
the
did.
request. And let me see here. I'm looking at the email right now. Let me scroll down to it.
Are you local or virtual?
I'm doing it virtually.
Okay.
But I also gave them like, because I know somebody in Virginia, so I didn't have an issue with like an address or whatever, because I actually just put that in my actual request this particular time around, because I know how they are like with not wanting to give people out information that aren't in the same state. So let me see here. Obtain information response to your request due to the department FOIA being no, that's not it. Well, basically, what they gave me like a law that they redact the
What the law
addresses.
say?
I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. It's not.
Okay. Well, honestly, like you can just kind of be facetious, but just like get all the account numbers and ask for the addresses for the account numbers. Now, what you probably shouldn't do is read the law.
No, I did. I'm saying
What did it say?
I have to get into the email because she did send me that, and
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out because I have a few different emails from her.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to the next person, and when you can find it, just come back on. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Sounds good. Yo, Tyler, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dog?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Bro, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you.
Of course. How can I help you out?
So I have been cold calling some probates and actually have had the highest connection rate out of that list. It's like
Nice.
I was cold calling code violations. That didn't go so well. I got a list of some vacant properties from the local town hall that didn't go so well either. Skip tracing those, like I would skip trace them on True People Search, and not a lot of people answered. But the probates are going good. I'm trying to figure out a way to get more leads, like besides probates and code violations and vacancies. I'm just trying to figure out a way to get
Virtual
more
or in
leads.
person?
I'm actually doing in person right now. I'm in Rochester, New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm doing
You got
that.
your dollars?
I have a little bit, not much though.
Is it snowing?
Nope,
Do you have a car?
I do. Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
I know too many wholesalers in Rochester are doing well. Go after it.
Okay. Should the reverse driving for dollars with the sticky notes?
The fact that you already have it in your mind, you already know to do it. You're just not doing it. It's your subconscious
You're
mind.
right. No, you're
Because
right.
you've heard me say it so many times. It's like, I mean, Tyler, here's the thing. Prove me wrong. Put 500 sticky notes out and don't get any good leads.
Okay.
Prove me wrong.
500.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think you're going to get a couple appointments and you're going to be like, dang
You
it.
think so? You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, I appreciate it. I need to hear that. I
Good
need to hear
market,
that.
man.
Yeah. Okay. All
Not a
right.
lot of
Yeah.
people know. I mean, dude, the whole upstate New York sell out. There's a lot of people living there, man.
Yeah. No, I
A
know.
lot of people, dude.
Yeah, because I see you
They're all
talking
cheap
about.
real estate, man. It's
Yeah.
not like Hudson Valley, right? I mean, these properties are cheap, dude.
Yeah. No, I know. I get that. I don't
They're a
know.
little nasty there, man. Some of my dude, I've had nastiest sellers up there.
You've
Not
had
gonna
what?
lie,
You've had what?
nastiest sellers.
Like, what do you
Holy
mean?
moly, man. They're mean.
They're mean.
They're mean.
I've only talked to nice people so far, but I don't really care. That doesn't phase me if they're mean or not.
No,
But
I'm just
yeah,
saying, like compared to like Tennessee.
of course.
Holy
Yeah. 'Cause
moly, some of those
yeah,
sellers are
New York
old, mean
people.
people. But
New York people are
I'm
crazy.
just saying, there's some nice ones, some good deals
Yeah,
there.
for sure. No, I'm like, I mean, I only started cold calling last week. I did like 50 calls. I got like 10 contacts, so that's been going okay. I know I need to do more, but I think the probates are gonna be really good, and I'm gonna be cold
Yeah,
calling.
man.
I'm gonna be cold calling more tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I got that list, and I don't think a lot of people are cold calling probate lists in the county that I'm in, because when I contact these people, they like act like they haven't heard anybody calling them. So I think it's going to be good. And I think, I just got to sack up and make the calls. You know what I mean?
Dude, you already know what you're doing, and you're going in and you're actually doing action, man.
Yeah.
And so if you do it every single day, you're building brick by brick, man. It just will happen, man. I promise you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
I like it. You're a man of action.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead you to success.
I appreciate that. And then, so one other question I have quick is, I know I haven't been there yet, but when it comes to it, I don't really know what to do 100% when calculating repair costs. I'm like, I don't obviously don't want to fuck up the numbers.
So you have
So
the chart in wholesaling.com?
Yeah, no, I get the chart, but is it is that like facts? Like, is it gonna form a right price to get under contract? You know what I mean?
Roughly, it's going to
Yeah.
stop you from overthinking it. That's the point.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I mean, Rochester, you got a lot of houses built in like 1924. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's definitely some leeway there. But remember, the properties are cheaper, and so honestly, you're going to be stuck anywhere between a $15,000 to $50,000,
Yeah.
and then maybe even 70 for like a whole
A
massive
huge.
thing.
Yeah.
So
A huge one.
Rochester still, I mean, it's going to be roughly with that chart. It's going to still help you out.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like because you're right, the real estate is pretty cheap here. Um,
So I mean, here's the truth, man. What if you undershoot it or overshoot it? Like, you're still going to negotiate the lowest you can,
mhm.
and then you're going to try to sell it to a buyer. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool.
You're overthinking it, man. I promise you.
I think so too. I think so
It's a
too.
bad problem to have, to be on all these appointments and trying to figure out repair costs. It's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem. Yeah, that's facts. It's true.
All right.
Yeah. 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 No, I appreciate you talking, man.
All right. I promise you, you'll. I've had this problem starting out. What about repair costs? I was all stressed out. It's a problem you have because the lack of deals you've done. Once you start doing more deals, you're just gonna understand it more, and there's
Yep.
not even gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
So you're dwelling on things that's not even happening yet. So
I
let's get to
know.
that
I
point,
know.
and
Yep.
let's learn, man. You got
Yep.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, dude. There's this house that's like 15 minutes from me, and it's a 5 bedroom, three bath. I've looked it up and everything, and it's abandoned. It's got like code violations on the literally code violation papers on the door, and I've left like 2 sticky notes, and I've skip traced it, and I think everybody who owned it died. And I don't there's no I don't know how to find who owns it because I think if I could get that under contract, it would be insane.
All
But
right.
I just don't know how to find who owns it.
I mean, you put a sticky note there, right? You can ask the neighbors, who's the owner of the property?
Okay.
Who's the owner of the property?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Who's the owner?
I've skip traced it. I think they're dead, and then the
No,
it's just
property appraiser.
the property appraiser.
Who's the property appraiser say the deed is?
I mean, I've only skip traced on cyber background and 2 people
So
searching.
go to the property appraiser for the count wherever the county of Rochester is,
Yeah.
and look up whose deed is on the property.
Okay.
Your only issue is if the deed's going to be like a bank. If it's not, the deed's not a bank, you're fine.
Okay. Sweet.
All
That's
right.
about it, honestly. Thanks
Take
for
some
talking.
action, man.
Yeah, for sure. Peace.
All right. Appreciate it. Boom. All righty. Next here we got Jake. What is up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Zach? How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Doing good. So I'm getting started wholesaling in Maricopa County, Arizona, so Phoenix area. And I haven't heard a lot about Maricopa County. It seems like it's that big county that people kind of skip over when they're talking about it. Is that a good county to start, or should I look virtual?
So it's a very tough county to start because it's just got a lot of wholesalers in it. And so you can make it work. It's just very difficult and very hard. It's one of the hardest counties in the United States, unfortunately. Now, you could make it work. You can't. What I'd probably tell you to do is I would probably spend half your efforts actually doing it in Maricopa and then do your other half outside of it. And then just try your best to see which one's more fruitful.
I bet.
I call it a 50-50 approach.
Okay, so other ways you would say is maybe in like Tucson, which is in Pima County, or like Yuma, like remote areas.
Yuma would be better.
Okay, and I think because it's getting really hot over here, like when I'm gonna do in-person appointments, I'm probably gonna do them in the morning when it's not hot. And then another question I had is, should I start with
Jake? You're overthinking that, man. You're gonna go from your air-conditioned house into your air-conditioned car into somebody's air-conditioned house. You got 15 seconds walking in the door, and then maybe 2 minutes walking outside. Stay hydrated. You're gonna be fine.
All right. But I think this is another question I'm overthinking. So should I start with the cash buyer, the motivated seller, or the title company? Because they're going to ask about whatever one.
So did you go to the 30-day wholesaling challenge on freewholesaling.com?
Say it again.
Did you go to the 30-day wholesaling challenge?
I did not.
Go through that. It's in order of what you should be doing.
Okay.
Now, to say it really quick, is title companies first. It's day 4.
Okay.
So title company, first, and then seller, then buyer.
Okay. Other than that, I don't really have any questions. I think everything else, I
There's
think I
not
can
many
figure out.
questions, man. You gotta go through the 30-day wholesaling challenge at freewholesaling.com.
All right. Appreciate it, Zach.
Pour back, get to work. All right. Appreciate it. Guys, I can tell very quickly talking to you guys if you've been through the course or not. Questions of what do I do? Huh? Freewholesaling.com. It's all got it in there. All right, Diedrich, did you get the law?
Yeah, it's section 2.2 dash 3705.7. So basically, it's customer account information of a public utility affiliated with a political subdivision of the Commonwealth, including the customer's name and service address, but excluding the amount of utility service provided and the amount of money charged or paid from such utility service. So yeah, the redactions used are stated stated at the bottom of the redacted the records. This is the email, and then I just looked up the the section itself, like the actual code. So I'm just trying to figure out a workaround.
Get the liens.
The tax liens.
No. The utility liens. So when they don't pay, the water department puts a lien on the property, and that the address has to be public. So get a list of all the liens they put on to people due to non-payment. You can't redact a lien. Liens are impossible to redact like that.
Okay, so I put the same request, the same place, but for the liens.
For the liens that they put for people for non-payment.
For water shut off, okay.
Yes, and they might say this: we don't put liens on. And so you say, well, so if I don't pay my water bill, there's no lien to be put on. Well, actually, yeah, we do put a lien on the house. What can I get a list of that?
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay. Now, is there any suggestions you have in regards to the fire damage properties? Because they did the same thing with that.
What about it? So they redacted
the addresses, yes.
And they did the whole thing on there?
They literally gave me everything, like the account numbers, and then let me see here. They basically it says location as opposed to like customer
location?
ID, but they redacted the locations.
So it has location, but it doesn't show the
actual location. Correct.
Okay, does it show subdivision?
I'm pulling it up right now. It says structure fire. So basically it says report, call time, nature, structure fire, and then the location, which it redacts, and then it says prime unit, and then it says dispo. I'm assuming, and then close time, which is like it just says the date and then the time.
Well, if they legally have to redact it, there's nothing you can do on that end. Just get the arrest record then instead.
Okay.
There's no liens for fire damage. That's the issue.
Right.
So
Exactly. So you can't. Yeah, they don't have to give that. Okay. All right. And then awesome. Yeah. I appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate it. Keep it up, man.
Thank you.
Oh. EM says, I'd be scared to live call. I'm not trying to get screamed. I don't scream, okay? Maybe I say it like it is a little too much, but like doing it out of love. Aurelius.
Hey, Zach. Quick question. So I have a D4D reverse driving for dollar lead. Now, I contacted the owner, and he said that he wants to communicate through email. Now, the issue is I did not get the price out of him because he abruptly hung up at the time. Motivation is his daughter no longer wants it. It's just sitting there getting dilapidated. So that was as far as I got out of it. Quick question. How do I go about writing the email?
So how do you reach out to the seller?
So he contacted, or actually no, I did what was it called? Skip trace through Batch Leads.
And
Can you hear me?
you've traced it and they magically went in your inbox? Like, how do they know who you are?
No, I called after that. After I skip traced it, I called him, and then that was how I got
Did
in
he answer
contact with
the
him.
phone?
Yes, he did.
Then just call him on the phone. Why are you going to communicate over email? Is this 1994?
Okay. Well, I mean, like the seller itself was like, I would rather prefer to communicate through email. And I was like, oh,
Oh, really? Would you ask the girl out over email?
no, I would not.
You would not? Why?
Just,
That's weird, right?
yeah,
Would you propose to somebody over the phone?
no,
No, because you're trying to close. That's closing, right?
yes,
You think of a better chance of closing over the phone or over email?
over the phone.
Come on, man. You know this, right? That's
Okay,
stupid, right? You ain't risen anyone up over email, right? And the truth is, for you to get a good discount on the deal, over email ain't going to work. And the guy's not serious if he's doing it. So I'll tell you this: you gotta. Hey, sorry, I'm sorry you want to communicate over email, but that's not the most efficient way for me to go buy the property. If you're serious, here's my phone number. Let's talk. Where I can meet you in person, we can go do this.
okay,
Email's not the. I don't play that game. So why don't you just call the guy up?
okay. I'll do that first thing in the morning. I'm driving right now, so I'm probably gonna have to leave.
No worries. Just go do that.
Okay, thank you, Zach.
All right, drive safe.
Have a good day, man.
Boom. You too. There we go. Easy as that. Guys, you can't be going out here and trying to email your sellers. I've had people, and I this is a handful of times, not the most. I've seen people close wholesaling deals over text. Lord. You ain't closing in over text here, guys, okay? Drives me crazy. What I can tell you is if you want to get wholesaling deals closed over the phone for virtual or in person, those are always going to give you the best discounts possible so you can get rich. The truth is that's what it takes. That's it. It's wholesale real estate, okay? That's it. Let's see here. Two other questions we got. You need to close deals every day. Closing deals every day is tough. You can get leads every day. For most people, we got to start working on that end. So, EM, if you're going to talk this weird troll thing, pull up and get a wholesaling deal. If you want to get my attention, close a $40,000 wholesaling deal. If not, I don't want to hear it. Okay. So, Carl, if you want to talk to me, got a streamer link. Go talk about this. And a lot of people talk their talk. They're saying there's cute things about Zach. Go pull up, do a wholesaling deal. Anyone wants to get my attention. And Zach, how do I reach out to you? How do you do it? Get some wholesaling deals. Okay. So that's the best way for me to get your attention. Okay. That's it. All right. Simple as that. I ain't emailing people that ain't doing deals. I ain't talking to anyone that ain't doing deals. Money's the language we speak here. Okay. That's how we do it. Let's see here. So yeah, Columbus, Cincinnati is a good area. First of all, like Southwest Ohio is amazing. Dayton area, Central Columbus area is really good too. Zach Ginn for president. Oh boy, I like making my money wholesaling. Okay, I ain't doing the other things. Z Money says I'd be getting good negotiating deals, but it's either the price is too high for the buyer, or the buyer doesn't agree with pricing. So if the price is too high or they don't agree, that's the same thing. So either you got to negotiate lower or find more buyers. Like that's the way. And so when somebody has a wholesaling deal, they can't sell it. It's always either you locked up the deal for too high, or you haven't talked to enough buyers. Fundamentally, when you can't get a deal done, those are the reasons. You can't sell a deal because you haven't talked to enough buyers. Maybe you only have 2 buyers and maybe they're crazy and you got to get the right one. Or you locked up the deal for too high. A lot of people have their egos are too high that they can't admit they locked it up for too high because they want it to. No. That's not how you do it. So if you want to come out here and become a success, work on the deals, start working every single day, and you'll see the results come. It's like working out. Like every day, you see tiny little progresses, but over time, you get better and better and better. So if you want to start going out here, go to freewholesaling.com. Below, it's my free real estate wholesaling course. You become a success wholesaling real estate. Guys, got any value from this video? Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.